Hey everyone, Amie Bowser Tennant here.
And I'm Brenda Hudson from Voice Life.
We are excited to be here today to introduce ourselves and tell you about our upcoming summer writing course being held at the Madeline School of the Arts in La Pointe, Wisconsin. Hi, Brenda.
Hi, Amy. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Great. I'm looking forward to this summer in July when we'll be at MISA.
Yes, that is something we should probably tell our listeners right off the bat. MISA is just short for Madeline Island School of the Arts. And I think you've been teaching there quite a few years. Is that right?
Well, this will be my 4th year teaching there. Yes.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about, first of all, tell us about yourself and about Voiced Life.
Sure. So I'm a writing teacher. I love helping people tell their stories, whether that's their family stories, their personal stories. And I come at it from a really firm belief that we are all storytellers. We all know how to tell stories. And there's sometimes this mystique around writing that only certain people get to be writers. And I just don't believe that because we're all used to sharing our stories, whether that's around, say the dinner table together or out with friends. When we're sharing our stories, then nobody stops and says, hey, just a minute, you're not telling your story very well. So I approach capturing stories in that same way of, really channeling your authentic voice. And I have lots of tips for how to get in there and get your stories down quickly in the way that seems genuine to you.
That's
I've been
awesome.
teaching, I've been teaching writing a long time now. So, but at Madeline Island for this will be the fourth year.
Okay, great. Well, something you said reminded me of something I read this week about people being afraid to write their family history or their personal history because of judgment on their spelling or grammar or what they thought was interesting versus somebody else. So do you offer a lot of confidence building as well in your courses?
Yeah, for sure. Part of the courses is sharing our stories as we're writing them. And without fail, I would say these stories are interesting to each other, even to people who you're not related to, fellow students, because we all yearn for story. And like I said before, we all do know how to tell our stories. I just help you get that down on the page as easily as possible and with lots of fun.
Cool. So what makes this year different?
This year is super exciting because you're going to be there and
Yay!
we're adding a genealogy component to our family story writing class. And I know you are an expert in this field, so I would love for you to share what you're going to help the Madeline Island School of the Arts students with in our workshop.
Well, like you said, I too am excited to be there and teaching and collaborating with you on this because writing family stories is an integral part of family history and genealogy because family history and genealogy isn't just for one's personal use only. It's really about sharing, like you said. So we're going to be covering, right off the bat, the basics of how to do genealogy research and, how to fill in that family chart and so forth. But we're also going to go one step further about how to collect pictures and stories, where to find that information, perhaps how to conduct an appropriate interview of yourself and of somebody else, and then how that ties into it so well, the telling and writing of one's personal history and the history of their family. So I think that the class at Tenise are really going to leave with quite a bit. In fact, we have a list, I believe, on the MISA website of just what they're going to get in the class and what they're going to be able to leave with. Do you want to show us that?
Yeah, let me show you that on the website. So you go to Madeline Island School of the Arts website here, and you can see they actually offer quite a lot of really good classes. So there's quilting, there's fine arts, there's photography, but I'm hoping you'll be interested in going all the way down to writing. And our class, you can see as I scroll down, is here, which will be in July 26th through July 30th. And regarding all the good stuff that we'll be offering, if you just click on that link for a description of our class, I'm going to have to give in and put my readers on now. So, Amie, you're going to help our students populate and expand your family tree. And do you want to just say a little bit about, kind of what level genealogy student this workshop is appropriate for?
You bet. Really, because the class is so small and intimate in its setting, we're going to be able to cover all levels of those who have participated in genealogy, from the very beginning to someone even more advanced. And the reason we're able to do that is because even for someone who's maybe at an intermediate or even advanced in their collection of things, there's always something new to learn in how somebody else may do the very basics of putting a family tree together, or just those foundational principles can always be reviewed. And we will be assessing the class as it happens to the progress everybody's making, and kind of work along those lines to where we can determine how fast and we need to go, or how slow, and what needs to be covered, and so forth. So
great. And I know there are just so many tips that how to tell our students how to expand and just develop their family tree no matter where they're at.
Right.
So all your expert tips will have search techniques, I know, how to find missing information, understanding DNA testing. All of this would be new for me as well. But where I come in is helping everyone learn how to write their family stories in easy ways, fun ways. And you had mentioned, Amie, getting others involved too. So I'll also be showing you how to many hands make light work. So if you want to involve other family members in sharing their stories or their perspectives, I'll show you how to do that. And so you'll leave with this collection of stories. So the other thing I like my students to know is I don't expect them to have to write this long book, single voice narrative that maybe memoirs are considered, but really lots of fun story snippets from different perspectives, even if you want to involve your other family members. And that is woven into this really kind of dynamic story collection. And that's just a start. So as you leave Madeline Island, you'll have the know-how. Our students will have the know-how to just carry on with that kind of story writing to expand their family tree, expand their family stories as their family evolves too. So some of that is the story templates that I'll be having them leave with.
That's great. I'm excited, especially about the story templates, because you're right. Family and people evolve. We need more than just what we can get in a week. So I like that they're leaving with, more than just that. So that's awesome. And then I think down there at the bottom, there was a place to click register. And from what I understand, it's pretty straightforward: name, address, credit card information. Tell me, is there a place for people to stay there on the campus, or just on the island, or how does that lodging work?
Yeah. So having taught there a number of years and staying there myself, I would absolutely recommend lodging on the Madeline Island School of the Arts campus. So you'll see that the campus is on an old dairy farm, and it's beautiful. There are acres and acres of land surrounding the farm, and where we're teaching is in the hayloft of the barn, but it's remodeled
Good. So
beautifully.
there's not going to be any hay, right?
No
Because
hay.
some of us have allergies.
Right. Right. No, it's beautiful furnishings, and the MISA staff are fantastic. They really take very good care of all the students who are there. So there are cabins on campus, so just within the grounds, a short walk away, and that's fun too because the all of the facilities are available. If you want to be writing late at night in our shared space, or in your cabin, or in the downstairs part, the main part of the barn, that's always open. And there's lots of goodies and refreshments also to fuel you. And there's, I know there are a couple of trails right on the campus too. So lodging information is included in that if you click that register link.
Good, good. And that gives us really a great overview of just the overall ambiance and experience that people have at MISA. So,
Yeah. Can I add one more thing about
yeah,
the island? So it's on
yes.
Madeline Island, which is one of the Apostle Islands in the north of Wisconsin in Lake Superior. And it's a smallish island, kind of flat, but lots of really interesting features. So when you're not doing your family research or writing your family stories, there's time for you to explore the island. They have lots of interesting rock formations there and beautiful beaches. So that's also a plug. It's a real kind of a real getaway for doing your genealogy and family story writing.
That's great. It's a vacation and an education all at the same time.
Yes, and I think we need that vacation component about
Oh my
now.
goodness. Yes, I think you're absolutely right. Well, thank you, Brenda. And thank you to all of our viewers. We are excited to have you join us at Madeline Island School of the Arts for our writing course in July. We hope to see many of you there. Thanks for joining us today. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Hope to see you there. Bye-bye.